Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rafida Salsabila from class 31.48.07. Today I want to exercise advanced listening. So I want writing part 1 is Buttercup Gold. Let's start.
Buttercup Gold and Other Stories. Buttercup Gold.
Buttercup Gold.
Did you ever hear of the
Did you ever hear of
pot of gold hidden at
the pot of gold
the end of the rain?
Wait. Hidden at the end of the rainbow.
The end of the rainbow? Some people think it is there now.
Some people think it is there now.
But they're mistaken.
But they're mistaken for long.
For a long time ago,
somebody found it.
somebody found it. How he happened to find it, nobody.
How happened it or how he happened to find it.
He happened to find it, nobody knows.
Nobody knows for a great.
For a great many people have searched in vain.
Many people have searched in vain and have never been able to discover.
And have never been able to discover that the rainbow has
That the rainbow has any ends at all.
any ends at all. The man who found it was very selfish and did not want to.
The man who found it was very selfish and do not want anybody to know. sorry.
And did not
For fair. So one night
want anybody to know, for fear they might want some of his money. So one night, which he slung over his
he put it in a bag which he slung over his shoulder and
shoulder and walked across the fields towards
walked across the fields towards a
thick wood where he met
thick wood where he meant to hide
wood where he meant to hide it.
it.
In the bag was something beside the gold.
In the bag with something beside the gold. Something so small that
Something so small that the greedy man in his hurry had
the greedy man in his hurry had not noticed it.
not noticed it. It was a hole.
It was a hole, and as he walked on one by one, the gold coins fell out.
And as he walked on, one by one,
Into the grass. Wait. When he reached the wood and found all of his money gone, he hurried
all of his money gone, he hurried back to search for it. But
back to search for it. But something strange had happened.
something strange had happened. It was a midsummer night, and
It was a midsummer night in
the fairies were having a dance out in
the fairies were having a dance out in the
meadows.
meadows. Meadows. Sorry. Okay.
They were good, loving little people, and they despised selfishness above.
Wait. They were good, loving little people, and they despised selfishness. Sorry.
Selfishness above everything. One little fairy
about everything. Sorry. One little fiery spied
spied the glittering gold among
the glittering gold among the grasses.
Among the grasses. She had seen the greedy man passing by, and
man passing by, and no, he would soon be back.
Knew he would soon be back to hunt for his treasure.
Okay. Once again.
He would soon be back to hunt
for his treasure.
It will do him no.
It
He would soon be back to hunt for his treasure. It will do him.
It will do him no good.
No good, she said. If he hides it away,
she said, if he hides it away, and neither will ini subjek huruf kecil. Sorry. Will never it help anyone else.
And neither will it help anyone else. I will change to rich and
I will change it into something that will give joy to rich and poor.
poor. When the greedy man reached the meadow, he could see poor.
When the greedy man reached the meadow,
When the greedy man reached the meadow, he could see no gold money, but
he could see no gold money. Gold money, but in its place were bright yellow
but in its place were bright yellow flowers.
flowers. Buttercup gold for the children.
Gold for the children. The end.
Okay, the moral for part 1 is Buttercup gold loving little people, see good, and she love flower. Okay, now part 2 is Glories.
Glories. Laura and tired of taking care of. Laura was tired.
Laura was tired of playing with her dolls and tired of taking care of
playing with her dolls and tired of taking care of baby Donald too. With her dolls and tired of taking care of baby
Donald too.
Donald too. He was such a big baby, and
he was such a big baby.
She was a little girl for 9,
and she was a little girl for 9 years old.
years old. So, as soon as nap time came,
So, as soon as nap time came,
and baby was at last
and baby was dead less quiet.
came, and baby was at last quiet, Laura went out on the porch and cuddled down in the hammock.
Laura went out on the porch and cuddled down in the hammock. Where she
Where she swung hammock, where she swung to
swung to and fro wishing.
and fro, wishing there was something nice to do. Where she swung to and fro, wishing there was something
There was something nice to do.
nice to do, or some new kinds of
For some new kinds of
dolls to play with.
dolls to play with all at once.
All at once, she thought she heard a faint voice to play with. All at once, she thought she heard a
She tongue she heard a fine voice.
faint voice say, "What a queer child."
Say, what a queer child.
Here she is wishing for some new
He or she was wishing is wishing for some new plaything.
What a queer child. Here she is wishing for some new plaything and has never noticed. She is wishing for some new plaything and has never
And have never known as that.
noticed us. She must be blind, poor.
She must be blind.
Child, for every morning
Poor child, for every morning
we put on our prettiest. Must be blind, poor child. For every morning we put on our.
we put on our prettiest dresses and
prettiest dresses and smile at her.
smile at her. But she always passes us by.
But she always passes us by. Yes, replied it. When she.
Yes, replied another voice.
Came out here to lie down.
When she came out here to lie down in the
Down in the hammock, I brushed her.
hammock. I brushed
Her hair softly and left.
her hair softly
A kiss on her forehead. In the hammock, I brushed her hair.
and let the kiss on her forehead.
Softly and left a kiss on her forehead, but she shook me off as if I.
But she shook me off as if I
were a bee trying to. On her forehead, but she shook me.
were a bee trying to sting her.
Me off as if I were a bee trying to sting her.
Sting her.
Laura sat up, rubbed her
Laura sat up, rubbed
eyes, and looked around.
her eyes, and looked
In surprise.
around and surprised.
Had someone really spoken?
Someone really spoken?
Or had she only fallen asleep? Had someone really spoken?
Or had she only falling asleep and dreamed it?
Or had she only fallen asleep and dreamed it all? She could see nothing
All she could
except the morning glory. And dreamed it all. She could see nothing except the morning glory.
see nothing except the morning glories which covered the
which covered the side of the porch.
Side of the porch.
There seemed to be hundreds of them.
There seem to be hundreds of them. No. Blue, white, pink,
Blue, white, pink, and violet.
and violet. And how white? Oh wait, they look.
And how wide awake they looked. It must have been the glories talking.
It must have been the glories talk. Said
Said Lori. But
Lori, but I didn't know.
glories talking, said Lori. But I didn't know glories could talk.
Glories could talk. Can you dare, Glory?
Can you, dear glories? The flowers nodded as if they...
The flower nodded as if they understood what she said. What she said. What pretty.
They understood what she said. What pretty flowers! I never have...
Flower. I never have noticed
noticed them before, went on Laura.
them before when I am Laura and would not that blue
Noticed them before, went on Laura. And wouldn't that blue one make a lovely
would make a lovely dress.
dress? Just then, wee Donald, fresh
Dress. Just then we Donald fresh from his nap.
dress. Just then, wee Donald, fresh from his nap, came toddling out.
Came toddling out through the open door and straight
through the open door and stretched his little fat hands to the glories. Through the open door and stretched his little fat
hands to the glories.
fat hands to the glories. Baby wants a trump.
Baby wanted drum.
He cried. Laura laughed.
Trumpet.
Wants a trumpet, he cried. Laura laughed.
He cried. Oh, Laura. Look.
Baby wants a trumpet, he cried. Laura laughed aloud as she
Aloud. As she
said, why, they do look like trumpets and
why they do look like trumpets and like parasols too, and she
like parasols too. And she gathered a handful of the blossoms and sprinkled the porch. And she gathered a hand.
gave it a handful of the blossoms and sprinkled the porch with their
full of the blossoms and sprinkled the porch with their brightness. Put a handful of the blossoms and sprinkled the porch with
brightness.
Their brightness. Let's play with them, baby. And sprinkled the porch with their brightness.
Let's play with them, baby.
Let's play with them, baby. See if we can make them some.
See if we can make them some
dolls. And Laura stood.
And Laura stood a glory on the step and into the tiny hole stuck the
a glory on the step and into the tiny hole stuck the yellow
center of a daisy.
Center of a daisy, whose petals she had
petal she had pulled out on the center.
Hold out. On this center, she marked eyes,
She marked eyes, nose, and mouth. And when small glory was added for a
nose, and mouth. And when a small glory was added for a bonnet, what a pretty
bonnet. What a pretty flower doll. She had with a pink skirt, green
flower doll she had, with a pink skirt, green waist, and white
waist and white bonnet. Then a whole family of glory for maid and
bonnet. Then a whole family of glories were made, and Laura
more. I gave them each a parasol to carry baby as his glories for
Baby used his glories for tents, and
tents, and they had a good time playing. Okay, the conditionnya I don't know. And the main character I don't know too. Thank you.